Be careful. David Bazuki, Big David is watching. This is David Bazuki's eye. So, welcome to my Retrograd Lore 3. And I'm gonna cover all the previous theories and game modes and lore that I've been talking about the past like 4 episodes and compact it into one episode. So first, here we have David Bazuki, alright? David Bazuki, he controls the RCI. And the RCI is commanded to make rage chemicals which is put in to the fast food supply and the water supply. This makes the people who eat it, well, maybe like a selected amount of people, eat it, go crazy and start killing people. And David Bazuki uses these to random attacks, quote unquote, to justify the enacting of ID verification laws and facial recognition laws. And not only that, but the fast food supply and the water supply goes to maybe like these captured people who possibly got an upgraded version, and the RCI gives them armor and weapons to these mentally ill people who were doused with the rage chemicals to kill armed groups against David Bazuki. Here is an example of what they look like. This is the underground rebels, or people just who know too much. And in the McNobles map, the old one, like as of now I'm recording, there is a lab, and it's possible that the RCI controls this lab, as there's literally like experimentation on like humans, on like Robloxians, you can see right here. And in one of these areas, like like as of right here, or somewhere like earlier right here, there is employees of the mud, and it's possible that the employees at McNobles are RCI agents. And this guy has actually appeared recently, and he goes by John, alright? And he was also in the ad or teaser for the Hawaii map, which could be the reason why we are in the Hawaii map and being sacrificed to the rock god Noble. And there's also another image of him. I don't know the meaning of this, but it could be like a threat or a message or a warning or something like that. And back on my Juggernaut theory, it could be possible that it's the other way around, where the Juggernauts are civilians or employees who know too much, and the RCI, using spyware, heard that these people heard too much, so they sent in the hit squad. But the problem was that the people who knew too much are armed to the teeth, as you can see, and are going down, and they're not gonna go down without a fight. And as for this one, this is in the Retrograd thumbnail, and it's possible that this is a SWAT unit who knew too much, or maybe an NPC who's in the simulation who's becoming sentient, as there is lines here telling them to wake up as something is following them. This might be the coil heads that are all around the Retrograd maps. You can find them, they're literally everywhere. And why I say it's an NPC is because look at these lines. Ignore the figure standing still. That's obviously the coil head. But this one, ignore the chat messages that aren't from players. This could be like a simulation command or code, as there are more saying to ignore the player who is something, or do not reset your character, something like that. So it's either a SWAT unit who knows too much, or it's an NPC or a player who is trapped in the game, something like that. But this could be either again an NPC. But then there's this blue message, as it says their messages and are misleading you from the truth. It's in blue, unlike the rest that are red. So it could be that this could be like a hacker or a group of hackers or employ or other rogue AI interfering with the code. And about my previous video, if some of you didn't believe that is Roblox existed, well, here this is proof that is Roblox exists. All right, they even have an IDF. They even have a defense force, or a quote-unquote defense force, but as you can see, they're not really defending us. They're committing war crimes, as you can see, against the guests. And you see, this confirms is Roblox. This confirms it right here. Right here, this confirms it. As for the guests, they are called the United Guest Liberation Front, or / the Guest Militia. And this is not their official flag, but this could be their flag. And they could be like an extremist race group, or they could be resistance fighters against Roblox, or they could be the neighboring countries, like the armies of neighboring countries that border Roblox. And if you're still skeptical about the Marines thing and the terrorists, well, there's also here 2 images that confirm the existence of Marines and terrorists. This is like during probably an operation, and this is the capture of a terrorist leader. So it does exist, all right. The USOR imperialism does exist, all right. Now, also, David Baszucki uses SWAT to suppress armed suppressors, right? I mean, that's the obvious thing to do. But they were soon replaced with fear soldiers to better combat these armed protesters, and to have his own personal death squad. Why? Because of the Blue House incident right here. The Blue House incident, as you can see here by this report. After the failed breach, SWAT launched a second assault on the house. The suspects inside were heavily armed and had multiple children hostage. During the intense firefight, officers discovered 16 children were being held against their will inside the building. The suspects used some of them as human shields, making the rescue extremely dangerous. After 21 minutes of fighting, the raid ended. 9 SWAT officers were killed during the operation, and 3 of the suspects were killed. Good. But only 15 children were rescued. Why? Well, sadly, during the final moments of the assault, one 12-year-old boy was accidentally shot when a suspect used them as a human shield. The officer involved was obviously not publicly identified. The incident later became known as the Blue House Raid, and this could be the reason why the SWAT was replaced. It was either because of the Blue House raid and Blue House incident, where David Baszucki probably used this incident to justify the replacement of SWAT with fear soldiers. And if you think that's all, no, there's literally more. Was right here. These are RCI experimental warfare weapons and warfare. Here we have the gravity gun, as you can see. I think the hit squad. This is the hit squad, obviously. The hit squad got a hold of it, probably given by the RCI to use it as an experiment to see how well it would do in battle. And here we have what looks like it's a lightning gun, but it looks no, it doesn't. It has the body of the gravity gun, except for the claws. Except it's replaced with this tube which shoots out lightning by the looks of this photo. And there's this thing, I don't know what it does, but it sounds and looks powerful. Well, some of you might not understand what Wunderwaffe means. It means it's a Wunderwaffe is a term that translates to wonder weapon or miracle weapon. It was used by Nazi Germany during World War II to describe a series of advanced weapon systems that were intended to turn the tide of the war in their favor, alright? And not only that, but there are drones in Retrograd, alright? Because as you can see here, this is a POV of a drone, an FPV drone. If you think that's not enough evidence, here's this footage right here. Gonna hold on, music stop please.
Why is there a drone? Why is there an FPV drone?
Okay, I'm gonna replay the clip for you so that you can see it again.
Why is there a drone? Why is there an FPV drone?
See? It is an FPV. That's an FPV drone in action, alright? Alright, now you can continue the music. Now, here are the blood demons. Here are the blood demon sightings and meetings. It's possible that they're creation by the RCI, either on purpose or on accident. Here we have a poor baby that was turned into a flesh demon.
Just a baby.
No, what a poor baby. My God. You can see. And here's the flesh demon up close. Right here, as you can see. And here's the blood demon fighting the democratic forces of Robloxia, as you can see here. Alright. Now, first of all, I'm not the cameraman, alright? I just got these info from other sources, alright? But as you can see, this flesh demon is very fast and bullets are practically useless against it. Because as you can see, as he was literally crawling and being shot in the shotgun from behind, he's literally not taking any damage. Look at this. I know it's very fast, but look right here, he's literally being shot and he's not even taking damage. Alright, the bullets are literally useless against him. And here's another image of a flesh demon catching its prey. And oh shit, yeah, I think that's literally it of the lore. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in McNobles, you notice how everything is locked down, but there's also literally like blood that's not from us, not even from the Retrogradians or players, right? It could be that someone or something killed the original workers and put the place on lockdown, alright? It's possible that could happen. And maybe it was by the RCI when they realized that things were not going well. And I don't know why they were going well. And for anyone who's confused on what's RCI, well it's this, alright? It's the Robloxian Central Intelligence, where they've been serving since 2004, and they're basically the CIA of this world, alright? And so far, that's all the lore that I have covered so far. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and you can like and subscribe if you want, but probably don't, because this is full of schizo and crackhead theories, alright? Bye bye!